So, it's a new year and we are still working from home, which, as we've learned, has many pros and cons. And that's okay because I'm about to help you absolutely crush work from home life in 2021. That's because I spent a ton of time and energy last year in outfitting my home office with gadgets, gizmos, accessories, and Star Wars paraphernalia that helped me work at the peak of my efficiency. So get ready, because we're about to make work from home our big
One Tech Mind.
Hey there, I'm Lance Somoza, the guy with the One Tech Mind. This is where I help you understand and use technology even better than you already do. And while I do have a large focus on Apple here, this video is all about my desk setup, which is an electronic cornucopia of brands. And every product I mention here will have a link in the description down below in case you want to learn more. And if you end up liking this video so much, please let me know by hitting the like button. And YouTube also tells me that a lot of you aren't subscribed yet. So go ahead and do that if you'd like, so we can grow the One Tech Mind community and so you don't miss out on the next videos. So without any further delay, let's get right into it with the foundation of any great workspace, the desk itself. So as I was researching all kinds of desks last year, I decided I wanted something quality that would last a long time. And as much as I like the idea of those standing desks, I know that if I got one, I would stand maybe once or twice and then probably never again. So I was quickly able to rule those out. And initially I was drawn to the Reddit darling hodgepodge of a desk made of IKEA's Carlby kitchen countertop paired with support legs or Alec drawers. And if you're seeking something fairly ready-made that will give you a great look and plenty of room, this is a good option. Just know that the countertop is not made of solid wood, so you want to be careful with how much weight you put on it. However, what you see behind me is not an IKEA Frankenstein. I actually made this desk out of a butcher block I got from Home Depot and metal legs from Amazon. Now, I had never done any kind of woodworking project before, including staining or heavy sanding, and I may never do it again, but the extra work was so worth it because I know this desk is going to last a really long time. The birch tabletop can be had for $179 and measures at 74 by 25 inches. I applied a dark walnut finish and a polyurethane protective coating to the top, which are nominal costs. And the iron triangle legs from Amazon are currently priced at $139. And there's plenty of other designs to choose from as well. Altogether, everything cost me around $400, which is a great price for a solid wood desk. So if you don't mind a little challenge, I would highly suggest looking into making something similar. It's incredibly rewarding and you get a great quality piece of furniture out of it that you made with your bare hands. So if you'd like to know more about the desk or the finishing process, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be happy to share what I learned. Next up is the chair, which I recently upgraded from the old school leather executive chair, we all know that one, that I've had for years to the ergonomic Staples Hyken in gray. You guys have no idea how many chairs I looked at before I pulled the trigger on this one. And you likely know that quality chairs are super expensive, but worth it if you're sitting on one for hours at a time. So as I was looking up all kinds of chairs from IKEA to Herman Miller, which is very illustrious, I realized I'm usually pretty comfortable in any chair. So I just picked this one up from Staples since it happened to be on sale, and I'm very happy with it. It normally goes for about $220 and change, but I got it for $169. It's comfortable, it looks good, it has decent lumbar support. My biggest gripes with it are the small range of adjustability for the headrest and the awful caster wheels it comes with. I changed those out really quick with $25 rollerblade type wheels from Amazon, which made an instant huge improvement. Just know that desk chair comfort depends quite heavily on your body's physicality, so be prepared for some trial and error if you're on the hunt for one. Alright, now on to the meat and potatoes. Much like a brain, the desk is functionally split into two sections, the work side on the left and the play side or fun side on the right, along with a bunch of other stuff floating around the middle section. On my work side here, I have a Philips 346 B1C monitor. It's a 34-inch curved ultrawide and definitely geared towards utility as opposed to anything intensive, such as gaming or movie watching. But then again, sending emails can be quite an intensive thing, can't it? So I went with this monitor specifically because it has a built-in USB-C docking station with a KVM and USB ports. This means I can connect any USB-C computer, like my work laptop or even my iPad Pro, and use the attached keyboard, mouse, peripherals, and charge the computer all through the USB-C cable. This is extremely convenient and eliminates the need for a separate docking station. I can even plug the USB-C cable into my iMac for an on-demand dual screen experience that makes the whole setup highly adaptable. The monitor runs for around $479, and it's worth every penny if you have a similar use case. If you're doing a lot of gaming or you want to watch things in 4K or super high def, then you might want to consider something else. And the screen is mounted to an Amazon Basics pneumatic arm, which is great for ergonomics and saving on desk space. And it's held this monster of a monitor up perfectly without any drooping and can normally be had for about $135. Connected to the monitor, I have a cheap $15 Anker wireless charger plugged in to charge my work phone overnight. So while I really don't crave the fastest charging pad for my desk, I'm kind of itching to pull the trigger on that $150 Belkin 3-in-1 charger with MagSafe, if I can get over the sticker shock, that is. Now the keyboard I use for work may be the definition of extra. This thing could easily be its own video, so for the sake of not boring you, here are the cliff notes. It's a mechanical keyboard I hand-built in 2019 for the fun of it. If you didn't know, each key on a mechanical keyboard has an individual switch under it that communicates with the computer. That's a physical switch, as opposed to an electronic membrane that's prevalent with most off-the-shelf keyboards. And you can make or buy these with an exponential amount of options. Everything from the case to the circuit board, switches, and the keycaps can be tailored to your exact preference. We're talking hardcore nerd stuff. I'm going to stop there because if I don't, this will become a keyboard video and you're going to stop watching. So if you're interested in the exact specs, go ahead and check the description. But I should note, on the other side of my desk, I use a pre-built mechanical keyboard I would highly recommend to anyone. So stick around for that because you're definitely going to want to hear about that one. Next is the mouse. It's the wildly popular Logitech MX Master 2S. Easily the best non-gaming mouse I've ever owned and highly regarded for a reason. Aside from being super comfortable and reliable, you can connect up to 3 devices to it and customize every button with Logitech's control app. In particular, I use the side scroll wheel a lot more than I ever thought I would. It's very handy for skimming through extremely wide Excel documents and sometimes web pages. Now, Logitech has been my go-to company for mice, mices, for a long time. They've basically perfected the craft. And the MX Master 3 is the latest iteration of this mouse, and while I haven't used that one, it's received many rave reviews as well. The 2S runs for about $60 and the Master 3 for $99. I don't think you could go wrong with either one, really. Now the desk pad I'm using is a small size matte desk pad from Grovemade, and it runs for $40. It's made from natural linoleum and cork, and it looks and feels very elegant. I opted for one on each side of the desk to maintain that level of workplace separation I'm going for, and the pad comes in quite a few other sizes and finishes as well, so there's options. Now between my 2 computers here, I have another computer. It's my favorite one, the 2018 iPad Pro. It's been a near permanent fixture here since I added Apple's Magic Keyboard to it recently. And I use it every day to work on my YouTube channel, browse the web, play music and videos, all kinds of stuff. I'm a huge fan of the iPad, and I recently did a video about how the Magic Keyboard really elevates the whole iPad experience to another level. So I encourage you to check that out for my full thoughts. My AirPods Max also hang on the wall right in the middle of my desk for quick access no matter what device I'm using, and I find myself using them pretty much every single day for conference calls, listening to music, and conversing on Clubhouse a lot lately. Sadly, my original AirPods haven't seen much use since I picked these big guys up. Unless I need to head into work or pick up something from the store, that's when they get a chance to be used again. Sorry, little guys. And while AirPods Max are definitely a little overpriced at $550, they are also definitely not overrated. They sound killer. The hanger is from Neetto and currently going for $11 on Amazon. It's simple, it's functional, and it gets the job done. I also charge the AirPods Max with an L-shaped lightning cable I got from Aukey, in red of course. And a 2-pack of these runs a very palatable $18 if you want to add that on. I also have a little desk-mounted power strip tucked slightly behind my iMac that has 2 AC outlets and 3 5-volt USB ports. Not the fastest in the world, but I love this thing because it allows me to convenience charge or power anything I want to, really. And this is where my AirPods Max and iPad plug into charge most of the time. For $34, it's a no-brainer for the added adaptability it gives me. I've also got this cool little geometric pencil cup made of silicone in case I feel like writing something down on that retro stuff I'm told is called paper. For 13 bucks, I think it's pretty cool. All right, so enough of the work side. Let's go over to the fun side where I'm running a 2020 iMac 5K with an Intel Core i7, 40 gigs of RAM, and 512 gigs of storage. I also have a couple external solid state and hard drives that I'm using for additional storage, so I'll link those in the description. And I primarily use this machine for graphic design in Affinity Photo and Designer, along with video editing, of course, in Apple's Final Cut Pro 10. And before I bought this, I considered waiting for Apple's then rumored M1 MacBooks, but I really wanted that 5K screen because I definitely won't be editing anywhere outside of the house for a long time. So as delicious as the M1 sounded and ended up being, I have no regrets picking up this iMac. It's plenty fast for editing 4K video and pretty much overkill for anything less intensive. By now you may have noticed I don't have an external webcam anywhere in my setup, which was kind of the low-key MVP of 2020, for better or worse. And that's because my place of employment, thankfully, does not do video calls very often, and when required, I can just use the built-in 1080p webcam on my iMac, which Apple applies some modern-day witchcraftery to, straight up, that produces a very sharp image. And up until last year, the webcams in Macs were atrocious, so I guess we have one thing to thank 2020 for? That feels weird. I also have a quick and funny story about this machine. It took Amazon 3 attempts and over a month to deliver it from the time I made my original order. On the first attempt, the Mac was damaged in transit, and I thought, okay, it happens, right? So Amazon sends a second one, which then mysteriously vanished at a local distribution center. That means install. So as I contemplated that this may be a sign from the universe saying I shouldn't start a YouTube channel, the third attempt was finally successful. So I just said hell with the universe. All right, now here's the pre-built mechanical keyboard I mentioned earlier that I use with the Mac. It's the aluminum RGB version of the Keychron K2 wireless keyboard with brown switches. Try saying that 5 times fast, which means the keys have a soft, tactile feel to them. The keyboard itself is solid and really nice to type on. Compared to my work side, I went for a smaller keyboard here to save space because I don't really need the numpad for what I'm doing on the Mac. The keyboard supports 3 separate device profiles, and you can use it even hardwired with the included USB cable, which is also used to charge it. It comes with dark gray keycaps, which I thought were kind of boring and monochrome, so I picked up the Keychron Retro Matte keycaps, which look very much like the old Apple-style keyboards with a fresh, updated look. And Keychron has a few different keyboards, but this version will run about 75 bucks, and the optional retro caps are an additional 40 from Keychron's website. Now, I just can't recommend a mechanical keyboard strongly enough to anyone using a computer. You may have to try a couple different ones to figure out which one feels best to you and your typing style, but once you do, it will be such a quality of life improvement that makes writing the countless and never-ending amount of emails as pleasurable of an experience as it possibly can be. Trust me on this one, if you take nothing else away from this video, please buy yourself a mechanical keyboard. Now over here, I primarily use Apple's Magic Trackpad 2 on my Mac for those sweet, buttery smooth gestures, which are especially handy for video editing. And it's not the cheapest accessory at $149, but it makes getting around macOS very seamless and kind of iOS-like. Sometimes I'll use my MX Master 2 on the Mac as well, so it's nice to have options depending on what I'm doing. As an extension of my desk, my HomePod sits right next to my iMac, and it's the main speaker in the office for listening to music and controlling my smart home. I originally had 2 HomePod minis on the desk set up in stereo pair, but I since moved those elsewhere since the singular large HomePod just sounds a lot better. It's also set up with my Apple TV as a home theater speaker, so any of the audio that's being generated from the Apple TV defaults right to the HomePod. Right below the HomePod, I have a slim 65-watt 4-port Anker charger mounted under one of my shelves that I can use to charge basically anything in my office at pretty high speed. 3 ports are USB-A and 1's USB-C, so there's sufficient compatibility there. And it's mostly used to charge batteries from my camera, my lights, as well as my Oculus Quest 2. And its killer form factor is thanks to new gallium nitride, or GaN or GaN technology, that produces less heat in a smaller package. So it can even charge my iPad Pro and most 13-inch laptops. For $45, the form factor on this thing just can't be beat. One of my other recent touches involves two Philips Hue play bars, one behind each of my monitors. Now, these can be used and mounted in multiple ways and can even react to on-screen content that you're playing with the Hue Sync app on a computer or the pricey Hue Play Sync box on a TV. Now, I mostly use these with Apple HomeKit's adaptive lighting mode, which automatically adjusts their color temperature throughout the day to maximize comfort and productivity. For instance, the lights are warm in the morning, cool in the afternoon, and the blue light is removed in the evening to help get your body ready for sleep. And I found that it has made a difference when you're staring at that screen for hours on end. It brightens up the room a bit and just feels a lot more comfortable. I also use them for my videos, as I'm sure you can see, so they're pretty versatile. And while Philips Hue is not cheap by any means, it's kind of considered the gold standard for consumer smart home bulbs and lighting, thanks to their ease of use, compatibility with smart home platforms like HomeKit and, of course, Siri, and they're really reliable as well. Given this, I find the $129 price tag for a set of two play bars pretty affordable. There's something incredibly fulfilling about customizing your desk and your office to meet your exact needs. So I hope you found this tour of my setup helpful and inspiring. And I'd love to hear what awesome products and customizations you brought into your home office that have enhanced your work from home experience. So please chime in with those down below. I would love to hear what you guys are doing. I've also slowly built up the decor to accommodate my interest and the apparent slow transformation into something that resembles a home studio. So if you see something in this video that I didn't cover, or even something that I did and you want some more information, please don't hesitate to ask. I'd be happy to share. Let me know in the comments or reach out to me on Twitter and Instagram. I am at SyrinkStarman. And until then, I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe, working as efficiently as you possibly can from home. And please let me know if you have any questions. And until next time, thanks for listening to my One Tech Mind.